enjoying it? Yes, I am. Does it feel 2.5 to 60 and 7.3 to 125? Too bloody right it does. I'm really interested by how much I want the systems to stay on. Normally I'd be wanting them to switch off, but there's stuff going on here that feels quite grown up to me. There. Thank you, Mr. Computer. I probably would have spun without you. Maybe we ought to switch them off at some point and see what happens. Woo, woo, woo! Proper car. Wow. A bit speechless at what the performance level is. It's mind-bending. I'm quite surprised at how much I'm leaning on the chassis electronics in the car. I didn't think I'd be leaning on them quite that much, but I really am using them the whole time, really. I'm not sure I'd want to turn them off. I've not driven a car that I felt that way about for a long time. So I'm partly hugely respectful to the calibration team that have made these chassis systems that can handle all of this, but equally, when you factor in the slightly synthetic steering, it does feel like the 918's kind of letting me enjoy what it decides I can enjoy and what it permits me as being capable of and safe of trying. I'm kind of grateful for that. It's a whole new thing, that's what it is. You know, when I left the pits to come and drive this thing at this speed, I did so under full electric power. Whether you like it or not, you can't deny that's a pretty cool concept. Wow. Wow.
Now hands up, it took a few beers and a night's sleep to summon the courage to find out what the 918 was like without computer guidance. At first it felt entirely foreign and completely knife-edged. Suddenly you become aware of all the weight and you have to adjust your inputs, small amounts of steering lock, gentle on the throttle, try to feel what's going on, and then the 918 starts to move around. When you consider that in race mode, with all the ESP switched off, the car is still juggling torque from two motors and a petrol engine, and that somehow the engineers have tuned all of this, motors, four-wheel steering, four-wheel drive, to allow an idiot like me to drift, you realise that above all else, the 918 is the most complicated and most impressive piece of car calibration ever achieved.
I suppose we never should have doubted them, should we? When I drove the prototype 918 earlier this year, I was full of scepticism about the size, the weight, the nature of the performance, and whether this car needed to be a hybrid. Now I've driven the finished car, it's quite a different object. Frankly, it requires a complete recalibration of what you expect from this type of car. The performance is astonishing. I mean, astonishing. And I'm glad I've had some time to think about it as well, because the first time I drove the car yesterday, I was a little bit worried because the car frankly scared me. It leaned on its electronic systems so much that I felt I couldn't turn anything off, and the car felt a bit synthetic, like I was totally detached. Today I've had the confidence to turn a few things off, let it move around a bit, and I'm just absolutely astonished at what they've achieved with it. So whether you view it as a technology exercise for future Porsches, or whether you just view it as the ultimate expression of the hypercar, which for the moment it really is, the 918 is a landmark vehicle.